Welcome. This is the O.M.M podcast, episode 3, the Depressin Recession. My name is Kilo. I'm your host, and we're going to get right into it. The Depressin Recession. So the other day, I had a flat tire. Broke down, had to get it towed to an auto repair shop. That shit was a pretty penny, but hey, shit happens. That wasn't the big thing. After that, you know what I mean? I'm just, cleaning out my car, getting it nice and shiny. My car is a truck, by the way, and I need some gas, so I need to go fill up my tank. So I go fill up my tank like I've done hundreds and hundreds of times, and for some reason it hit me. It just hit me. Like, what the fuck? My amount to fill up my tank was $107. $107. Now I know it's more for some people and less for some people, but it was $107, and I was like, holy Toledo. That is something that it just was, made me sick looking at that, and was just like, man, whose fault is this? Whose fault that I'm having to pay $3,000 for some gas, $700 for a tomato, $17,000 for some toilet paper? Whose fault is this, right? And I know what you're going to say. It's going to be one of the presidents. I can guarantee that, right? So there's people that saying it's fucking sleepy Joe Biden because he's falling asleep giving the Emancipation Declaration, independence, and, having Kamala as vice president has not worked out to a lot of people's expectations, including myself. And then on the other side, I get a lot of people saying, oh, well, it's Trump because he's orange and he likes to touch butts all the time. He loves his daughter a little bit too close. Talks weird. I'm getting those two sides, right? And let me tell you something. The most logical thing that anyone could probably think, or many people are thinking, that I just want to, really dive into, most likely both their faults. Not most likely, it is both their faults. So a recession is defined like this. In basic terms, a recession is when the economy's performance decreases for an extended period of several months, marked by GDP contraction, higher unemployment rates, and lower consumer spending. In even more simpler terms, when there is money being printed in large amounts and there is not a lot of movement in the economy in terms of employment and consumer spending, that is a perfect storm for a recession. Think to yourself, well, shit, when was a time period in life where there was a lot of money that was printed and there was not a lot of stuff happening in the economy? Oh, stimulus checks. So everyone was happy to get it, including myself and my family and everybody around me. But stimulus checks, and who approved that bill to be passed through Congress? That was Donald Trump. Donald Trump approved stimulus checks to be printed. So he understood that there was going to be all this money being printed and there was not anything happening with the economy. Las Vegas, where I live, was shut completely down. You go on a strip and it was a ghost town. So that's probably why he was able to predict that if Joe Biden was ever to become the president, that there was going to be a global recession. He knew it. On the flip side, when Joe Biden became president, what did he do? Did he put things in place that would assist with lowering that or taking care of that so we wouldn't go into a global recession? No. He just doubled down and said, okay, well, I want to save the environment and I want to forgive student loans. And I know I'm ignorant, right? I know I'm short-minded. So I know that these things probably don't correlate with why we have a whole entire global recession. But I'm just looking from the outside here and needing to blame somebody or someone. And those are the someones, right? Those that you look at the leaders to explain to yourself on why these things are happening. Here's the crazy part, because if shit hits the fan, which I pray that it doesn't, but if shit does, these people are not going to be wanting for food. They're not worried about a food supply shortage. They're not worried about toilet paper, right? They're not worried about gas prices rising. They have their fucking bunker if shit goes down. What do I have? You know what I mean? What do you have, right? If shit hits a fan, what are you going to do? What you can do is make sure that you pay attention to your controllables. Make sure that if you believe in firearms, make sure you have that available and ready just in case. And if you don't, make sure you have your damn samurai swords and your mace just ready to go. You just want to make sure you have that. You can buy a large freezer for your garage to stock up on, your food and make sure you get your canned goods. Make sure you have that. A generator maybe. Learn how to fucking garden. Learn how to plant a tomato. I don't know. Just make sure that you have it. You don't want to panic, but you want to make sure that you also are at the discourse of whatever the government wants. Don't want to be a complete sheep. So that's what you can do. But last but not least, you definitely want something to lean on, right? Whether it's, your religion, whether it's, your meditation, whether it's, a certain drug like ayahuasca, you want to have something that, that's outside of this realm, because guess what? This realm wasn't made for mortal men. I know that's kind of deep, but let me repeat that. This realm wasn't made for mortal men and women. It was made for something beyond that, and we need to tap into that so we can become superhumans, because that's what you're going to need to go through these troubling times, right? Through this ice wall, through this barrier, through these uncertain times. This is Kilo. I appreciate you listening all the way through. This is podcast number 3, the Depressin Recession. Come back for number 4. I'm out. Peace.